Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to our cozy little corner of the internet. I'm Pen and today I'll be reading the one-shot, My Dear Slug, This Is For All the Love You Have Given Me by moonraex. Once again, I'm bad at pronouncing names, but it's moon, R-A-E-X. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is a fluffy one-shot that I absolutely love. Soukoku, of course. And anyway, here is the summary. Never being one to celebrate his birthday, Chuya hadn't made any special plans to make anything big out of this year. However, that all changes when a certain bandaged brunette barges in and declares a birthday adventure for his dear Chuya that's going to be full of love and surprises. Or Dazai takes Chuya out on a birthday extravaganza to truly make up for all the love Chuya has given him. Now, I absolutely love this. This is so fluffy and wholesome and cute. If I could lovingly squeeze this fic, I would. If I could lovingly squeeze this author, I would. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. My stuttering went good in the first part until I had to say some French. Because French sucks. It's confusing. Not that I've ever tried, but it's confusing just from the little bit I've seen. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this, and let's get right into the fic. A warm breeze broke through the slightly cracked open window. The day wasn't too cold or too warm, the kind of weather one yearns for during the spring season. Chuya found his eyes squinting as the sun rays lay on them. His arm reached over to the other side of the bed, but instead of finding the warmth of a certain someone, the sheet felt cold. Squeezing his eyes shut, Chuya dove back into his pillow, attempting to catch a few more moments of slumber. However, his wish soon crumbled as he heard footsteps coming towards the bedroom, along with the obnoxious sounds of banging pots and pans. Oh, chibi, rise and shine. Groaning, Chuya shoved the blanket over his head in an attempt to block out the dreadful noise that was approaching him. Chuya, oh Chuya, I know you're awake in there. Come on, get up. Dazai strolled into the bedroom with a pair of pots and pans in his hands. He reached over to Chuya, currently covering his head and beginning. He reached over to Chuya's currently covered head and began begging. Shut the hell up, asshole. Let me sleep, damn it. Chuya grunted. Shaking his head, Dazai smiled and said, No can do, Chibi. If you sleep in, you're going to miss the sun. And you know the dog park closes once the sun goes down. Filled with rage, Chuya demanded, Fuck you! For the last time, I'm not your dog. That would be correct, Chuya. For today, you are not an ordinary dog. Dazai left the room, walking into the kitchen to grab a bag before returning to the bedroom. Pulling out a bag from behind him, Dazai spoke. But a birthday dog who deserves a special treat. Chuya was taken aback. He glanced over beside him to check his phone and noticed the date, April 29th, his birthday. Never being one for birthdays, Chuya had basically forgotten today was his. It didn't matter anyway. He never made anything notable out of it. It was a weekday as well, so he had work, which meant he didn't have time to lounge around and celebrate. Thanks, but I've got to get ready for work. Mafia work doesn't stop for birthdays, you know. Chuya started getting up from his bed to get himself ready, but a set of strong hands had him seated once more. Not so fast, Dazai smirked. What have you done, asshole? Chuya said with a tad of annoyance. Oh, you know. Dazai paced around the bedroom, turning his head in different directions as he took a step. I just got the day off for both of us. Startled, Chuya responds, You what? Smiling, Dazai makes his way over to the bed and sat beside Chuya. You deserve a day off every once in a while. Dogs can't chase forever. Rolling his eyes, Chuya said, Jeez, thanks, jackass. My pleasure. Chuya reaches over to the brown paper and takes a brown paper bag from Dazai. He digs around and discovers the mystery item Dazai had bought for him. When Chuya glances inside the bag, he finds his favourite overpriced Danish from his favourite overpriced bakery, along with a cup of his favourite tea sitting on the bedside table that hadn't been noticed until this moment. You better enjoy it. That trip took me half an hour. What? How? When did you get this? Chia asked. Oh, I just happened to get up at the crack of dawn, then ever so sneakily shut off your alarm as the true ninja I am. Then I happened to walk down to your favourite bakery, which is very overpriced by the way, and that's how I ended up bringing you back your favourite treat. That explains why Chia hadn't woken up to the sound of his usual alarm. Well, Chia responded, thanks for the food, but you better have not used my credit card mackerel. Dazai put his arm to his chest to over-dramatize himself. Chibi, I would never. How dare you accuse me of such a cruel thing? Obviously, I used Mori's card. I still remember the number after all these years. Chia rolled his eyes and said, well, as long as you don't use mine, I won't say a word. Now, Chia, eat up fast. We've got a busy day today. Confused, Chia tilted his head. Huh? Busy day of what? What are you up to, Dazai? Dazai smirked. Patience, my dear. It'll all be revealed. Chia just shrugged and stood up, making his way to the bathroom. Where he got ready. After leaving the room, Chia made his way over to the kitchen, where he saw Dazai preparing breakfast on their island table. He smiled softly. There had never been anyone to do this for him, and seeing it in person, what he had longed to have for so long, to be Dazai's and only his, well, that was better than any present he could receive. But this was good too. Chia thought to himself as he walked and pulled out a stool to sit on. You better not break any plates, mackerel. Dazai, currently grabbing 2 sets of plates from the cabinet where they lay, spoke. How dare you, Slug? I have perfect balance. Yeah, you do, responded Chia sarcastically. Dazai smiled as he placed the as he placed the plates on the table along with Chia's birthday present, breakfast. Chia put his glass of juice down. So, you're gonna reveal those special plans of yours? Nope. Oh, come on, don't be an asshole. I can't spoil a surprise. Where would the fun in that be? Dazai tilted his head to the side. Fine, Chia grunted. Dazai hummed, picked up the empty dishes, and placed them in the sink. He smiled sincerely while doing so. This was the first birthday where he and Chia had officially been together. After years of miscommunications and nights where they despised each other's throats or found themselves tangled in each other's arms after a drunken night, they finally found stability. Through a maze of turns and different ways, they managed to find each other. Dazai needed to make this day special for him, for all the times Chia made him feel special. Dazai stepped towards Chia and leaned down to kiss his cheek. Now, dear Chibi, go get ready, or you'll miss our surprise. Chia tilted his head and pulled Dazai in for a real kiss this time. Alright, but if I end up at a dog park, I'm kicking your ass. And you're sleeping on the couch. You got yourself a deal, Chibi. Chia turned to his bedroom, preparing himself for the day ahead. After choosing his outfit, grey jeans, a band tee, and a leather jacket to top it off, he left the room and finished getting ready. Oi, Dazai, is your ass ready? You tell me to get ready quickly, and yet you're the one behind. Dazai walked out dressed in a collared shirt and a sweater on top with some jeans. So impatient, Chia. All my charm takes time, Dazai teased. Yeah, whatever. Dazai took a step closer to Chia and grabbed his hand. Off we go, my dear Chibi. Before Chia could utter a word, Dazai practically dashed out of the front door and began running on the sidewalk. Their fingers were locked solidly with each other. "Hey Dazai, where the hell are we going? Why are you running so fast?" Chuya exclaimed. "What's the fun without a little rush?" Dazai and Chuya raced down the street, more like Dazai dragging Chuya down the street. Their fingers remained locked as Dazai laughed, and Chuya eventually joined in on the laughter of their ridiculous action. "Alright, we're here." Dazai halted his running. "This is a bus stop, mackerel," Chuya responded. "Stellar observation, Slug," said Dazai sarcastically. "This happens to be the bus stop that will take us to our destination." "It better not be a dog park, you asshole," Chuya grunted. Dazai shot his arms into a dramatic pose and said, "I can't believe you'll think of me so little of me, Chuya." As Dazai and Chuya made their way to the bus, Chuya just mumbled, "Whatever." They walked over to the two empty seats and sat down. Intertwining their hands together, the duo remained that way for the entirety of the bus ride. After the journey, the bus eventually made it to its stop after an hour of riding. Chuya had found himself asleep, resting on Dazai's shoulder. Dazai had just peeked over, smiling at the image he saw. However, they did have to get off eventually, so Dazai had to shake Chuya awake. "Hey Chibi, we're here," spoke Dazai. Mumbling, Chuya barely responded. "Huh?" Dazai stood up, followed by a now awake Chuya. The two made their way to the front of the bus stop, out of the bus stop, and Chuya almost immediately recognized where they were. "Is this?" "Yeah," Dazai nodded. "Yeah, it is." "Well, would you look at that? After all these years, this shit place is still up and running," Chuya exclaimed. To the left of Chuya and Dazai was a building that with a sign embraced in neon signs with the obnoxious colours that said arcade. This arcade, however, had not been an ordinary place, but the famous arcade from Soukoku's youthful teenage days. This had been where the two got to experience what it would be like to be a normal teenager, since they had been strived away of the typical youth, having been associated with the mafia. To say that he was surprised and utterly shocked was an understatement. Chuya had been fully taken aback by his gesture. Dazai took a hold of Chuya's hand, intertwining it with his. "Chibi, the arcade isn't going to come to us, so let's get a move on now." After Chuya had just followed Dazai's pace over to the arcade. Inside laid an array of machines and games, most of which were probably rigged to the max. However, there had always been a particular individual who was able to overrule those rigged games, and that came to Chuya's dismay. How the hell are you still winning every time at this game after all these years?" Chuya spoke, outraged after losing to Dazai 5 times in a row in a specific game. After losing at a specific game they were familiar with in their youthful years. "Well, Chuya," Dazai had a smug smile spread across his face. "I guess I really am the greatest, and you're just really bad at this." "Whatever," Chuya said, crossing his arms. I swear I'll beat your ass one of these days at these games." Dazai's smile remained. Challenge accepted. The two partners continued to play an assortment of games, most of which won by none other than the champion of arcade games himself, Osamu Dazai. Yet there had still been a few instances where the certain bandaged brunette let a certain ginger win, just to see that smile on his face. For Dazai, winning all these arcade games could never match the greatest win that he holds dearest to his heart, the love and trust of his beloved Chuya. After around 2 hours had passed, Dazai glanced at his watch. His eyes had perked up at the time. "Ah, would you look at that? We're going to be late to our next surprise." "Huh?" Chuya's face turned into a confused look. There's more? Dazai pulled Chuya's waist in for a kiss before the two made their way to the exit. Of course, it's your birthday's the whole day, meaning many surprises to come. I swear, if one of these is a dog park, I'm gonna... Why, Chuya? Dazai interrupted. Have some trust in your beloved partner. Chuya grunted. We'll see about that. The pair continued to walk in the direction Dazai was leading. Eventually, Dazai stopped in front of a French cafe. Oh god, I'm gonna fuck this up. I was doing so good this recording too. Oh god, okay. Eventually, Dazai stopped in front of a French cafe titled Les Petites Chats. That's the best you're gonna get. Well, Chuya, we finally arrived at our next surprise. The little cat? Chuya questioned. Why indeed, Chuya, a small cafe filled with fabulous French cuisine, and Dazai and Chuya and Dazai walked through the doors. They were greeted with the sounds of meowing and the sight of cats pacing around the cafe. Wow, thanks, that name really fucked me up. Okay. It doubles as a cat cafe. Chuya looked around with a soft expression. You brought me to a cat cafe? Dazai put his arm around Chuya's shoulder and said, well, I know you love dogs, but you didn't want to be taken to a dog park to be with your kind. Chuya punched Dazai in the arm. Not your dog, asshole. Dazai rubbed where Chuya had punched his arm, even if it had been lightly. But I thought this was a fine second choice. Well, you're right. Now move your ass, I want to pat some cats. As you wish. Chuya proceeded to sit down on the ground, followed by an array of cats walking up to him and snuggling themselves against him. Chuya smiled softly. Would you look at that? They like me. Probably because you're closer to them in size than most, chibi, teased Dazai. Rolling his eyes, Chuya ignored Dazai's comment and continued to pat the cats. While Chuya was engaged with the cats surrounding him, Dazai may have snuck a few photos to capture the moment. Both had soft smiles on their faces while they continued to play with the cats around them. Hey Dazai, what would you say if we took one of these little cats home? Dazai exclaimed, a cat in addition to having a dog in the house? Now that would be a lot of work. Yeah, asshole. Chuya responded bluntly. The two proceeded to engage with the cats a little longer before deciding it was time to move on with Dazai's grand adventure. As the sun started to fall, Chuya's birthday had almost concluded. However, there was still one more surprise left to offer. With Dazai's hand in Chuya's, he led the two of them towards their final destination. Alright, my dear chibi, we're about to embark on the final journey of your extravaganza. As they approached the location, giant lights could be seen from a distance, along with a crowded line of people waiting to get into an attraction. Huh? Where are we going, Dazai? Why, Chuya, I figured you should see the world from a taller height for once, which is why I brought us to a Ferris wheel. Damn it, Dazai, I'm still growing, Chuya said, laughing at his old phrase. Then I'm still 15, who's hopelessly in love with you. Dazai reciprocated the laughter. Yeah, you were. You still are, too. Laughing and smiling, the two partners made their way to the line of the Ferris wheel. Their intertwined fingers never released from its grasp. When they finally arrived at the incredibly long line, Dazai began to walk in front of it, confusing Chuya. Huh? Dazai? The line starts back here, said a confused Chuya. Continuing to walk to the front of the line, Dazai kept his pace. I'm very well aware of that, Chuya, which is why I prepared in advance. Prepared in advance for a Ferris wheel? Wow, that Chuya voice went off real quick. Okay. Dazai approached the person working at the Ferris wheel and slipped something across the table saying, Reservation under, Dazai? Right this way, sir. Hope you enjoy the ride. the worker said, letting the two slip into the ride. Chuya was about to ask, however, Dazai answered before he could speak. I wanted the stay to be special. Dazai proceeded to sit down in the carriage, so I slipped something to the worker to get us in faster. Well, thanks for using your sly ways, Mackerel. Jeez, my Chuya voice is just getting worse throughout the video. I'm so sorry. Dazai and Chuya sat inside one of the enclosed carriages of the Ferris wheel as it began to make its way upwards. The two sat beside each other, glancing outside of the sky glazed with the moonlight. When the Ferris wheel had finally made its way to the top, Dazai took a hold of Chuya's hand, pulling him into a soft kiss. Chuya, I love you, said Dazai, as sincere as he could. Startled by the sudden confession, Chuya's eyes widened. I love you too, Dazai. Dazai continued to face Chuya with a shocked expression. Chuya, Dazai declared, taking Chuya's hand into his. You have given me more than I ever thought I could have. You're the star that shines in the darkness we are forced to live in. A home I never believed I could have, I found within you. Dazai took Chuya's hand Chuya's hand to his face, slowly pressing a kiss onto it. Thank you, my dear Slug, for all the love you have given me, even when I didn't believe I deserve it. For all the nights Chuya had spent with Dazai, from loving him to comforting him, from all the early youthful years where they were still young, Chuya would make sure Dazai was eating and sleeping as well as he could. Chuya had dragged Dazai out of his shipping container numerous times to get to the comfort of his actual apartment with food and a bed. For all the nights before and after the love was confessed, they found themselves intertwined in each other's arms in the middle of the night. For all the difficult days where the outside had suffocated them, and the only air they could breathe they found within each other. This was the love Chuya gave, and Dazai only wished to reciprocate it. Chuya leaned in, enclosing the two of them in a passionate kiss, as they sat behind the moonlight, watching them in all of its shining light. This was Chuya's way of saying Dazai's love had been reached to him, and it always has and will. As it always has and will. Well, you're sappy mackerel, aren't you? Chuya teased. I think of it as a birthday present, my dear Slug. The duo proceeded to sit in the remainder for the ride in a comfortable silence, leaning and cuddling against each other. When the Ferris wheel reached its end and the moon had risen to its peak, Dazai and Chuya decided it was time to return to their home for the night, to conclude the celebration of Chuya's birthday adventure. Chuya had made his way to the door of their apartment to unlock it. Well, previously it had just been his apartment, but Dazai basically showed up unannounced every night. Chuya bluntly handed him the key and told him to move in with him. As he unlocked the door, Chuya turned to face Dazai. Hey, thanks for today. He started as he walked inside and placed the keys on the table beside the door. You know, for the birthday adventure. Dazai smiled. Anytime, my dear Chibi. A celebration of your existence was always necessary. He acclaimed towards Chuya from behind, wrapping himself around his waist. He deserved it. Chuya reciprocated the embrace and smiled along with Dazai. Alright, well, I'm exhausted. Let's head off to bed. As you wish, my dear Chuya. The two made their way under the covers, prepared to conclude the night off and go to sleep. Dazai proceeded to turn towards Chuya and wrap himself around his body, pressing a soft, unexpected kiss to his head. What was that for? for all the love you have given me. Okay everyone, this was My Dear Slug, This Is For All The Love You Have Given Me by moonraex. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Sorry if that's wrong. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was so cute and fluffy and wholesome. But before I leave you guys here, I want your opinion on something. I have an old story not that I've written, but an author has written. Hang on, I'm loading up Wattpad because this is where I originally found the story. Hang on, library. It's been a while since I used Wattpad. There I go. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this story, but I used to read it on the channel, and I only got up to like chapter 6. But it's Waffles, a Shinsokoku and Soukoku story by May Halo. I have got permission from this author before, but only through YouTube comments, and I didn't continue this one. So I want your opinion and ask if I should continue this Soukoku and Shinsokoku story. I'll give you a brief description of it now. Here it is. Time stopped right as he entered Atsushi's sight. Both of them looked at each other and their eyes widened for a moment in time. The cherry blossom trees blew harsher than before in the wind. Pink petals flying past each other's faces, but not for one moment did their eyes get taken off each other. None were superstitious, but there were moments but at that moment their souls screamed fate. Yugai Academy, a prestigious high school that accepts people for their intelligence. The place itself is a castle, and the strangest thing is his dorm mates, a strange three, a feisty redhead, a tall, teasing brunette, and a quiet boy who likes to read and paint tigers, or a prestigious high school AU life with backstories for each character and development. Along the way, we'll feature each other characters' relationships developing, different arcs with interesting characters, and the series making appearance. Oh wow, thanks, and lots of cute moments. I haven't read all of this, but I really love the story of what I have read. It's Soukoku. I love it. But anyway, let me know if I should read that for the channel, guys. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!